Let's compare Ultrasabers empty lightsaber hilts to Saberforge empty lightsaber hilts. And Ultrasabers calls their empty lightsaber hilts empty saber hilts, DIY, and Saberforge calls their empty lightsaber hilts initiate or initiateer hilts. And either way, they're empty hilts, whatever you want to call them. So the starting price for the Ultrasabers hilts, empty hilts, that's $29.99 for Initiate V2 models. Now that is a very bare bones kind of no frills style, so keep that in mind, but the price point's pretty good. So for Saberforge, their starting price for empty hilts is $60, and that's for their Shoto sabers, which are kind of shorter lightsaber hilts. So one thing you may notice right away is that the Ultrasabers empty hilts have an open switch hole right here. So it'll be an AV switch hole or a guarded switch hole. Sometimes you have the option to select one or the other. On some of the hilt styles, it's only AV switch holes. Either way though, you guys, it's an open hole. And so if you're planning on using the saber as a display piece, then you're going to want to do something about that. Install your own AV switch or just kind of cover up the hole somehow probably in order to make it more of a display piece. Now with Saberforge doesn't do any open switch holes. So for this Prodigal Son here from Saberforge, you have the activation box and then you can press this switch right here, but there's nothing open on the saber hilt, so that's kind of nice. And then with this Saberforge Fallen, you have some dummy switches installed into the hilt right here. So it's nice you don't have to do anything, you know, if you want to use this for cosplay or display right away. The Saberforge hilts are pretty buyer friendly with that feature. Now, with both companies, any retention screws are included, so if you have the blade retention screw, it's right here. I was looking for it. It's kind of hidden on this Ultrasabers hilt. That's included. And then with Saberforge, there's the retention screw right here. This hilt style has two of them. They're all included. Now with Ultrasabers, you would need to pay $1 extra to get the hex key for the saber hilt. But with Saberforge, they do include the retention screw hex key with the order, so that's a nice bonus right there. And another thing that's included with Saberforge that's not included with Ultrasabers is a blade plug. So Saberforge hilts, unless they're thin neck style hilts like this, do include a blade plug, so that's a nice perk. Now you don't have control over the design of the blade plug or the length of the blade plug, you just kind of get whatever they give you. Apparently reactor is a pretty common design to get, but that's a nice little bonus for you. And it really adds to the look of the saber. So that's most of what's included, I think. And one final thing to note is, okay, so the Saberforge hilts will include either a CoverTech wheel or some kind of ring like this. Now some Ultrasabers hilts come standard with a CoverTech wheel, like this hilt does, the Dark Mantis, but some of their lower end hilts don't include a CoverTech wheel, so keep that in mind. It's something you would either have to install yourself or you would have to pay a little extra for Ultrasabers to add that onto your hilt. But at any rate, that kind of sums it up. Oh, and just to go back to the blade plug thing for a second, I guess I wanted to reiterate that with Saberforge, a blade plug is not included, unfortunately, with their thin neck sabers like this one. So you will not get a blade plug with thin neck sabers. And with Ultrasabers, no blade plugs are included. So you can always add a blade plug onto your order, but it's not included with the empty saber hilt. So at any rate, that's kind of a summary of or that's kind of a comparison really between Ultrasabers empty lightsaber hilts and Saberforge empty lightsaber hilts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section.